Hey guys, welcome to Bow Hunting Soul. In this episode, like I promised, we're going to do a quick little episode of what's in my pack for late season, mid to late season. I already did one earlier on a early season pack, which was in a lot of stuff in there. This one is my Kuiu Icon Pro 1850. I love this pack. This is the one that I'm going to carry pretty much for the rest of the season. And I can also carry it, I can strap my tree stand to the outside of it back here. It's got a nice hip belt system. I don't know if you can see that. Nah, can't see it, bro. I'll hold it up. I'll hold it up for you guys. But it's not so much a review of the pack as it is what's in my pack. So I'm going to lay out some stuff over here, and then we'll go on the bench or on the floor or whatever, and we can figure out what's in this thing and why I carry it. Thanks. Alright guys, so I made a little bit of room over here on the bench. Sorry, it's about pretty much the best I can do here. You can kind of move this a little bit closer, and that's kind of going to be it. So here's the backpack. This is the 1850. It's 1850 cubic inch. It has... We're knocking stuff over. It has a full suspension. I mean, really comfortable hip belt. It's got belt pouches. It's got a little strap in here to be able to put like a holster. I've got a Leatherman Wave over here. Pouches over here as well. Normally I'll carry like a can of milkweed. That'll sit in there. You can actually put in I don't know, like small binoculars or things like that. I don't really usually carry that in there, but super comfortable. It's got the frame sheet in here too. You really can't see it. There's a frame in here, and then this bag will detach from the frame in order to pack like meat bags and stuff along with it. For the outside, it's got a bunch of compression straps. It's got compression straps on the bottom, compression straps on the top, and I'll usually carry stuff that way if I can, like extra clothes or you know, if I have like bulky like bibs or you know, really cold weather gear, or like a sleeping bag or something like that. This pack I hunt with a lot on the ground. So on the outside over here, I've got let's undo this. A lot of lashing ability on this, by the way. And when I was saying with my tree stand will actually sit on top of this way, and then these straps kind of go around the whole deal, cinch it together. It works out amazing. The suspension on this is fantastic. But here is my tripod seat. I've got a tripod seat that I carry around. Saves you from having to sit on the ground. Don't necessarily need to do that. In here, you got a big pocket. And in this pocket, I'll always carry like a little Gatorade. You can also put it, you got side pockets over here. And it's big enough for like a Nalgene bottle or whatever, but I don't normally put that in there. Some mitts for when it gets really cold. I'm gonna start tossing this stuff on the ground. Quick little, is this like a UB size, I think. Thank you, Jason Samkoviak. You did a review on one of these. I got one of them, not bad. I got one of those, and that's just a pretty big pocket. I'll usually put in like my hat. I'll have like a beanie or something like that that'll go in here. Okay. Up top, again, I've got stuff that I don't want to get wet. I've got my license, my tags and things like that. I've got a little GPS unit. In here, I'll put my keys. Got an extra lighter. It's like a pocket within a pocket. I'll put my keys in here, and I'll put my wallet in here so it doesn't get lost. Same with the keys. This pocket, I'll always have my my headlamp. Okay, this is a Petzl Takina, or Takina 2, I believe. It's just 2-stage. It works pretty good for me. With my compass. And those are the kind of things that I kind of want to have access to really easy. When I open this guy up, it's got a big horseshoe zipper. Now, I may not always be in a tree stand, but here's my harness. A lot of times I'll wear this in. Recently did a video on my linesman's belts. I've got 2 of them in here. They kind of look tangled, but they don't. They're not. They sit in there. Then I've got, I'll start opening this up. binoculars. I've had these Nikon Monarchs. These are 10 by 42s. I've had them for a long, long time. These are the original Monarchs. Now they have like the Monarch 3, 5, 7, what have you. They're pretty, I wouldn't call them compact, but they're not big. I kind of want a smaller pair of 8 bys, but the quality of the glass, you know, is really, really nice on these things. You know, I mean, it's nowhere near like a high-end glass or anything like that, but it's certainly, I mean, you can see, you know, right up until like legal shooting light. So super nice. I love having these, and this is just like a cheap like Gander Mountain, not that I want to promote those guys, just harness. I don't have a fancy bino harness, but you know, this is adjustable and it can fit underneath or over, you know, bulkier layers or whatever, so that works out really well. So I always have binos. I gotta have them, even if I'm just sitting there, nothing's happening, and I'm watching nature go by, and I can see what's going on, you know, across the way. I've got a kill kit in here. I kind of went through my kill kit with the smaller one, but got one of those, you know, full length, you know, field dressing, gutting, whatever, gloves, baggies. I've got a deer drag. It kind of goes around the neck, and then I can hook this actually up to my sled too. I've got, it's not really a jet sled, but it's like one of those, it almost looks like one. It's like a heavy duty tub that, you know, I've got some carabiners drilled in on the ends, and I can like loop this and just kind of drag that sled and drag the, you know, drag the deer or whatever. It works out really well. Havalon. I did a review on the Havalon versus the Gerber. Still got the Havalon in here. Extra blades for the Havalon. More nitrile gloves, a couple sets of those, you know, because these tend to rip and break all the time. Quick little sharpener. Okay, ceramic rod. You can touch up a knife or whatever while you're field dressing. Another lighter. Can't have too many of them. I'm kind of a Ziploc junkie. And this is just one of those Kuiu pullouts. I'm not a Kuiu fanboy, although some of you may think that because I've got the beanie and the bag and this, that, and the other. I have stuff from everybody, but they just kind of came in really handy. So, and they were cheap, so it kind of all fits really nice in there. I also have this little setup over here where I can make like a block and tackle system. Also, again, thank you, Jason, from Traditional Bow Hunting and Wilderness Podcast. He has a way to do this using, you know, these, actually, I'm not sure if he's got carabiners. I think he uses carabiners, but you know, you can kind of string up like a block and tackle system, like in your garage or whatever, and you can just kind of hoist the deer up. You can also use this in the field if you need to, you know, hoist something one way or another, or hold something while you're processing it. So I always, you know, I have this along. It's kind of zip tied together. It's two or three different lengths of paracord with all the, you know, necessary carabiners, so you can kind of loop it up and down and do what you need to do. So if you want to do that, just go check out that podcast. You can find that one, and he'll show you how to do it. So in here, what else we got? I always have like a little cheapy orange hat to stay legal if all of a sudden I'm small game hunting. Yes, I know, I just said I'm not a fanboy, but I've got the Kuiu game bags. I've got the big bags for like the quarters, and I also have like the little handled ones that have the meat, you know, the boned out meat bags, which are pretty nice actually. They wash up really well, they clean up really well. They're reflective, so you can find them at night if you need to hang meat or whatever. You can't really see the reflective, but you know, these, and then, you know, between these two and this, I wouldn't be able to haul out any more meat anyway in this bag, because, or, you know, strapped to the outside of that bag, because I mean it just ends up, you know, too big. So it's within its capabilities, I guess. So in here we've got nothing. Okay, you got two little sections here that open up, zippered. Always have like a little mini Altoids kit. This is more like a little emergency kit. I kind of walked through it with the small game, or with the early season bag. It's got, you know, the batteries that I need, whistle, little fire starter, some petroleum jelly in there with cotton balls, that sort of thing, a striker, you know. So it's more like a fire starting and backup battery kit. So what else? Here's my tree strap. Again, if I'm in a tree, got these little accessory hooks, you know, strapped to the tree, and you can hang your, you know, you can hang your bow, and you can hang your bag or whatever, and it just buckles, you know, it just buckles to the tree like so. So you're not, you know, screwing into any tree or whatever, because you can't do that on public land anyway. It's a pain in the ass either way. Even on private, you don't want to just use those hooks. I don't understand how people still use those things. I mean, trying to drill into a tree and you know, screw them in, it's just too much hassle. So in here I've got a little flashlight. It just hangs like an extra flashlight. I've got this kind of cheapy Winchester branded knife, but it's actually not a bad fixed blade knife. It's full tang, easy to sharpen, it's never lost its edge, and you know, when the Havalons start breaking, this is what I use. You know, again, it's nothing to write home about. The sheath is really, really chintzy, but the knife is really good. It's got a really nice handle to it, and I just kind of have it hanging, you know, inside of here. And then in here, in this compartment like this, always have like a contractor grade trash bag. Okay, comes in handy. Actually, there's two of them in here, I think. Maybe one. Comes in handy as anything you want. You can sit on this thing. You can use it as a poncho if you needed to. You can set meat on this thing while you're processing it to keep stuff clean. It's, you know, 1,001 uses. I also have one of the emergency space blankets. I actually unfolded it and made it flatter instead of thick and whatever, you know, thick and, you know, yay big or whatever. A, because you really can't ever get it that small ever again, and B, this is nice and flat, so it just kind of sits in this back pocket over here. So, you know, and I think that's it. That's really not a ton of other stuff I carry. I do have my Leatherman Wave in here. This is, I think, you know, the best tool that Leatherman makes by far. It's the perfect size. It's got everything you need. You know, if I didn't have any of these other knives or whatever in here, somebody called us redundant. I don't know how people get through the day without a multi-tool. Like I said, I always carry that Leatherman PS4 Squirt, the little tiny one, always, and that gets used like 99.99% of the time. I don't understand how people get through their day without a pocket knife of some sort. I've always said that even if it's just to poke the top of your latte to make the vent bigger on the thing so you can actually drink your coffee. So yeah, so that goes in there, and everything else kind of fits in here. I have no idea what this weighs. Let me extend this over here now. I have no idea what this stuff weighs. I've never really weighed it. It carries so well. It carries, you know, like I said, on a nice, you know, the hip belt's really nice. The suspension's really nice. I haven't had to use the carbon fiber frame for it yet. I've never actually used it in that capacity, but it's pretty easy to just expand it and then shove one of these meat bags in there. Or if you didn't feel like lashing like heavier bibs or things like that in late season, if you have you know, like overalls, bibs, extra jacket, that kind of stuff, instead of lashing it to the outside, which I have done, you could probably separate the bag from the frame and shove it in between there and then cinch it back down. I don't know if that's worth doing or not if you're going a long ways, I suppose, but if you're doing a lot of ground hunting, which I do a lot, hunting from the ground late season, I don't feel like being on a cold, you know, icy platform, and you're getting up and moving, I'll take off the heavy layers, strap them on, walk because you don't want to get sweaty, sit back down again, put them back on. And to do that, it's kind of finicky trying to get, you know, the bag off and on between the frame. It's not hard to do, but you know, cold fingers, you really don't want to mess with it like all the time. So it's just a lot easier just to strap it, you know, to the outside, lash it, and then, you know, do what you need to do. And you know, you've got your stool, go sit on the stool. When you're done, pack it up, go walk somewhere else. So I will mention that these pockets, you know, like I said, they're big enough for a Nalgene, but they're also big enough to stick the butt of a rifle in there. Kuiu does sell a rifle holder which kind of attaches, which kind of hangs down, which is more shaped for like the butt of a rifle stock. I haven't really had a use for that. Actually, I kind of adapted my own from one of these extra pockets that I got. These were on sale for like $5 a piece or something a while back, and I got like, you know, 8 or 9 of them. And I think I made like a little adapter or whatever to hold the butt of the rifle, and so the rifle doesn't stick so high up above the thing. But anyway, so that's what I carry. You know, I'm not. I don't think I'm overpacking, but I do. You know, I have used like everything in here, and it's one of the criteria. Well, okay, it's extra weight. How often do you use it? If you don't use it, take it out. I get it. But you know what? I use all the stuff in here, and some people can just go into the woods and, you know, with a compass and, you know, their bow or a rifle or whatever, and hang out all day and be just fine. I'm not one of those guys. I overpack. I use everything in here. I like the comfort of having everything in here, and the way that this thing carries, it's no big deal. You know, I can walk around all day with this thing, super comfortable. I have what I need. I have enough room for, you know, like drinks. You know, it's more than just like a little Gatorade because I drink a lot. Snacks, whatever, you know, anything else. Most of this was taken up by, you know, this the lineman's belt and all that stuff, and the harness and, you know, whatnot. But if I'm not having that stuff in there, there's plenty of room for more layers, because you walk around, you get sweaty, you know, more layers, jacket, you know, whatever, that kind of stuff. So anyway, leave a comment. I'd like to know what you guys carry late season. If you think this is overkill, not overkill, you know, it's not going to sway my decision one way or another, but I'd like to know what you guys carry. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to have links to all this stuff, Amazon affiliate links. I am an affiliate, so click through. I'll get a commission. I appreciate that. If you decide to buy any of this stuff, or even if you just want to go check them out. So all this stuff is available. And you know, you can kind of, even if you're not going to use these exact ones, it can kind of give you an idea of how you want to tailor your pack to what you need for your specific needs. So we do have a Facebook group too called Bow Hunting Soul. I appreciate if you guys go there, check it out, post pictures, contribute, you know, become a member, and really appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe this channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.